Of course you're considering the Toyota RAV4, best-selling SUV in America. But it's not perfect. So, is it the best choice for you?
We're gonna tell you why you should pick the RAV4 or why you should pass.
Let's dig into the RAV4. It's a 5-seat SUV that matches up with the Honda CR-V and the Nissan Rogue. Used pricing is typically around the same as the CR-V, but more expensive than the Rogue. This version, with its more rugged looks, debuted in 2019. It looks pretty much the same today, but in 2023, it got some cool new tech features. Toyota only offers one standard gas engine, a basic 4-cylinder, but there are also 2 hybrid options. There's the RAV4 Hybrid and a plug-in hybrid called the RAV4 Prime, or from 2025 on, just the RAV4 plug-in hybrid. We think Prime sounded cooler. Toyota even sells a TRD off-road version ready for light trails. And it's easy to find with all-wheel drive if you live somewhere that gets icy in the winter.
The RAV4 holds up Toyota's reputation for reliability too. RepairPal, an independent reliability tracker, rates the RAV4 4 out of 5, above average. It's ranked 3rd most reliable out of 26 similar SUVs, though it is a tick behind the Honda CR-V. The yearly repair cost and maintenance is almost $100 less than the average small SUV. We know people say Toyotas are reliable, but it's great to hear the data.
One big perk of the RAV4 is how little you'll spend on gas. The standard engine is EPA rated up to 35 miles per gallon on the highway. And in city driving, the hybrid gets an additional 10 miles per gallon. Now, according to the EPA, over a year, the average driver will save up to $450. Plus, you won't have to stop for gas as often. For those of you out there curious about something electric, there's also the RAV4 Prime. That model is a plug-in hybrid, which means that if you can charge your car at home, you can drive more than 40 miles on electricity. Once the battery runs out, you still get 38 miles per gallon. Now, the Prime is more expensive than other RAV4s. The good news is you can charge them from a regular wall outlet, no special equipment needed. So, if you have a short commute, you'll barely use any gas at all. Whatever version of the RAV4 you choose, you'll get great MPG, and that is a definite reason to pick the RAV4.
As much as your wallet will appreciate an efficient, long road trip compared to other cars, your rear end might not. Now, the RAV4's front seats look nice, but other SUVs like the Nissan Rogue and the Honda CR-V are just more comfy. We noticed that during longer trips, these seat cushions can feel flat and uncomfortable. Pro tip, if you have the option, you can rent a car for a few days before going to the dealer to buy. That way, you can see what little things, like uncomfortable seats, might get on your nerves. You know, things you may not notice in a 20-minute test drive. Since the RAV4 hasn't changed much since 2019, even if you're buying used, you can rent a new one to see what you think. So the seat may be uncomfortable on a longer drive, but you and any passengers will be happy with how much space the RAV4 has. There's a bunch of room back here, even if the CR-V has a little more. There's ample space to get comfortable. And we also appreciate that the rear bench can lean back if you needed to.
Cargo space is close to best in the segment, and the large trunk opening makes loading easy, even heavier things. If you're taking 4 people on a road trip, you'll have room for all their stuff and plenty of space for them. They'll also get their own air vents and be able to keep their phones charged. Finally, you won't have to worry about your friend who overpacks for everything. One feature we love, this cargo cover lifts out and there's a special storage spot right under the cargo floor.
You should know that the RAV4 Hybrid has the same big trunk as the gas version, but you lose that underfloor storage since that's where the battery lives. The plug-in Hybrid Prime loses a few cubic feet of space because it has an even bigger battery to fit in, about the equivalent size of a large suitcase. Now, that kind of practicality is a good reason to pick the RAV4.
If you expect quiet and tranquility from your car, you might want to pass on the RAV4. There's noise from the tires, and we noticed a lot of wind noise, especially if you go with the optional roof rack on top. Even though the 4-cylinder engine has decent enough power for merging and passing, it can sound pretty rough and unpleasant in the process. Thankfully, that's less of a problem if you go with either of the hybrid models.
If you want to learn even more about the RAV4, check out our RAV4 research page. We'll drop a link in the description. So, Would you pick the RAV4 for practicality and efficiency, or pass for something more comfortable? Let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to let us know which used car you'd like to see us review next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.